Hi everybody, Backyard Beekeeper guy here. I have honey in this box that I missed somehow. I harvested 2 weeks ago or so, and somehow I missed this box. I have no clue how, but this whole top box here is full of honey, as well as some lower here in the boxes. This is 4 boxes deep, 2 deep boxes and 2 super boxes. This is going to be a video. I'm going to show each step of the process for harvesting. You'll see me pull some frames out of here. You're going to see us uncap some frames, and you're going to see us spin them. And anyway, I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching, guys. Let's do this. This hive is one of the more aggressive hives that I have, if you want to call it aggressive or defensive. So they're all over me right now, and they are hitting me hard. Been stung a few times in the hand. I have gloves on, so it's not that big a deal, but here's what we're looking at. Full frame capped honey. It's the yummy good stuff right there. So this is a super frame, so it's shallow. It's not the longer deep frames. So the distance from here to the bottom here is only, I think that's a little over 6 inches or so. Both sides. Fully capped. And they are not happy with me. I've already pulled a couple of frames. You can see they are all over me. There's another one. That's the 3rd frame I've pulled out. You can see both sides there. Fully capped. What that means is bees have this honey or nectar to the right moisture content, we can harvest. And my camera almost blew over. Sorry about that. So once the honey's fully capped to the right moisture content to where you can harvest it, and you don't have to worry about it fermenting on you. Although some people might want that, but anyway. Here's another frame, thought it was pretty interesting. Get all that honey. You can see this part of the frame though right here. You can see that right there. That part is really wide. So it's sticking out. They built that deep. Oh wait, you can see that. Usually what I'll do when I take the honey is I'll brush them, which I've been doing. See, they're not very happy with me. Or I can shake them, like this. Give them a shake, get most of them off. The ones that don't come off, I can gently brush them with my bee brush. Just like that. No big deal. And into the box. We're harvest. Let's see what we got here. This hive is loaded. You have bees, you crack it open. This is what you like to see. Fully packed. Although I don't really like to have them attacking me like this. It's not that enjoyable. But sometimes hives are like that, you know? It happens if you're a beekeeper. Down into the deep boxes now. There's not as many frames in here that I'm going to pull. You always leave honey for the bees. But some of these that are full and capped, I will pull. There you go. That's a deep frame. It is 9 inches or so tall. So anyway, it's a deep. Fully capped both sides. Good to go. So many bees, hard to get a hold of these frames. Honey frames, when they're full, they're pretty heavy. Now this is heavy, but this isn't all honey, so. There's some capped honey there, but not enough. We're not gonna take that. This will stay here. Okay, we got all the honey out of there. Got just short of a full super box and a few deep frames. I didn't get as many deeps as I thought I would, but it is what it is. We have to leave enough honey for the bees to live off of, and because we want them to have what they need for the winter. It's August here in Oklahoma now. Wait, I guess it's August everywhere. Anyway, they're going to have a fall flow, and everything they get in the fall, we'll let them keep. We're not going to harvest anymore. This is it for, at least for me here in Oklahoma. So let's go. We'll go process the honey. Getting ready to start the uncapping process to get this honey flowing. This is the uncapper that I like to use. It works really well for getting the caps off of the honey or off the capped comb, and anything that uncapper cannot get for us, I use the scratcher tool, which is right here. So let's get to it. What we'll do is just start right here and get that honey flowing. I'm uncapping over the top of my spinner. It's probably not ideal, but you know, everybody does things differently. You can see how this just comes right off. I love this uncapper. I don't have any fancy tanks that I use. You know, all of the cappings will fall down in here in the spinner, and those will be screened out later. No big deal. And we'll end up with some really nice, delicious honey. And you see just how well that does. And the honey is flowing. All right. And anything that we missed, like I said, this uncapped pretty well, mostly overall, so it is opened up and ready to go. And I usually have my beautiful wife here helping me. She's staying off camera. She has stage fright, so she helps me clean off some of that wax as it builds up on this tool. I can't see that, but yeah, we're just scraping that off. All right, and we're gonna flip this around. That's how you usually do it. I kind of have a different setup here today than what I usually do because I'm trying to make a video while doing this. You do what you have to do. And you see, there's a few cells on this that are not capped. It's no big deal, as long as they say 80%. As long as you have 80% of those honey cells capped, the honey will be at the proper moisture content. I know I mentioned that earlier in the video about if there's too much moisture, you will have chance of your honey fermenting, and it's not really what we're after, so we want it to be the right moisture content that we do not have to worry about that. So there you have it, and that's the first step of uncapping. Actually, this frame is good to go, so I will go ahead and drop it down into the spinner. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show one of the frames here that's fully uncapped. Try to get it up close to the camera here so you can see. And You can see both sides open and honey is dripping down there. I was going to point out too, in this frame, you might have noticed that it has the darker area right here. This is actually a part of the honeycomb where the bees raised baby bees. So this has all been honey. Originally, this was all honey right up here on the top, and they had babies, or they raised babies or brood in here in the dark area. And after those bees hatched and went out to go harvest or go to work, the bees backfilled those cells with honey, and that's what we're pulling out right now. So I wanted to show that in case anybody was wondering what that dark area was. And we're ready to spin. Okay, here we go. We are starting to spin it. You can go ahead and run it up a little faster there, babe. This, like I said, this is a 4-frame spinner. So this is our 4 frames of deep frames you see in here now. And that honey will start flowing. It's gonna, you can see honey flying out there on the sides and sticking down there. It'll hit the sides, run down, and we will start draining it or straining it here shortly once it gets enough there in the bottom. We have the manual spinner, so we get the arm work out here. It's more fun that way. You can buy the expensive fancy ones with the motor on it, but this one does a trick for a backyard beekeeper guy that only has, what, 10 plus hives, something like that. And there she goes. All right, we got these 4 frames spun, and I was going to hold up one of them here so you can see what it looks like after the honey is all thrown out of there. So, pretty much all empty, both sides. As I spin one side, and then I have to spin the frames around, turn them, and then to spin the honey out of the other side. These four deep frames here are ready to go back in the hive, and the bees will clean up all of the extra honey that's dripped anywhere. They will clean up each of these frames, and they will go back to filling them with honey again. So. And I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and let some of that honey flow. We'll put it through the strainer, and then it will be ready to bottle. This was this is our second harvest. It's from hives. It's from one hive that I missed. So we'll get probably, I'm not really sure how many pounds of honey will come out of there. Probably 30 pounds, I wouldn't doubt. Oklahoma's not a huge honey producing state, so I get what I can. Got my helper here, he's spinning for me. Keep it going, bud. The last few frames, these are the shallows, or super frames. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment if you'd like. Next time, Backyard Beekeeper Guy here.